Hello. Um, Been a long time since you've seen me on this channel or any of my channels, but I want to return to do BWW because it was really fun, and hopefully my iPad and everything won't screw up. But because I can't just leave you guys hanging and just do everything all over again. I mean, we did leave off on episode 3, and I don't want to, go all the way back to episode 4 because I haven't been doing it. I have been doing it off camera. My good friend Jacob would know about that. He's been watching all the shows off camera, but I'm gonna get you guys all caught up with what's been happening since I left. So we start off with, I don't remember what happened on Raw episode 4 because I haven't got it written down. So yeah, all of this was before Period of Oblivion. I don't know when Period of Oblivion actually was, so I might not actually get it, but I think this was the show before, or I don't know. But anyway, Power Slammers Season 2, Episode 4. The Shield talked about the Usos and the Brothers of Destruction, but then they got jumped by the four men being Usos and Brothers of Destruction. And yeah, then it was Shinsuke Nakamura against Finn Balor and Ryback. They're kind of a thing now. They're called Balor. I think I did I do that before? I think I did that before I left. Shinsuke won that match and called out Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship. Then it was Daniel Bryan against Samoa Joe. Daniel Bryan won, and he called out Triple H for the BWW Championship version 1.2. Then it was Jeff Hardy versus... when I left off, Hardy Boys broke up. They're now, they're now rivals. They had a rap battle, which was pretty good. And Matt Hardy leaked some videos of Jeff Hardy being high on drugs. Because why not? It's BWW. It was Jeff Hardy versus Neville. Matt Hardy beat the living crap out of Jeff Hardy half to death with a chair and said, "I'm going to take everything away from you at Period of Oblivion." You probably already know what happened. Neville won by Jeff Hardy won from disqualification. Then Buddy Murphy had a promo. He said to Drew McIntyre, "You'll be coming into this arena by foot and out of there by a stretcher." Jack Swagger versus Randy Orton for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Jack Swagger obviously won. Edge versus Shawn Michaels. Edge won, continuing his winning streak. Then it was a Chris Jericho promo. He denied Nakamura's challenge, but Shinsuke does what he can to make him accept the challenge. Then Triple H had a promo and he accepted Daniel Bryan's challenge. Is there any more? Yes, there is. Then it was Brothers of Destruction and the Usos against the Shield and, of course, Kevin Owens in a 4-on-4 elimination tag team match. The Shield gets eliminated and Owens basically... Wait, is that right? No, the Shield eliminates both Brothers of Destruction and the Usos. And but Kevin Owens basically carried them. He's the one that basically eliminated all of them. And then the Shield was celebrating with him, but then all three got stunners. And then Owens said, "I won, not you three." Then the Shield got put through separate tables. And then that was the end of the show. Raw, wait. Oh, so this is Raw episode, okay. This is Raw episode 4. So, Kevin Owens had a promo, but the Shield interrupted, but then they got jumped by the Brothers of Destruction again. Triple H took on Daniel Bryan, and the winner was Triple H. Shinsuke Nakamura took on Chris Jericho, and the winner was Nakamura. Then the Clash Championship came back, and then Corey Graves announced that there would be a tournament for the Clash Championship. And then at Period of Oblivion, we would have those two finalists facing off against each other for the championship. The first match of that tournament was Jeff Hardy versus Velveteen Dream. Jeff Hardy won. He got through to, what was it, semi-finals? I don't know. Then it was Rey Mysterio against The Rock, not in the Clash Championship tournament thing. It was a number one contenders match, and I've completely forgotten who won because it didn't say. Lesnar took on Harper. Again, completely forgot who won because it doesn't say. The Usos talked about the Shield being in a rivalry with Kevin Owens, Kane, and The Undertaker, but then Ryballer interrupted them and challenged them along with Big E and Xavier Woods. So then we had the Usos against the New Day against Ryballer. The Usos won, but after their victory, the Shield attacked them, and then a massive breakout happened with Brothers of Destruction as well. And I'm assuming Kevin Owens, I don't know. Tournament matches. Matt Hardy versus John Cena. Matt Hardy won. And then in the quarterfinals, that was the quarterfinal match. These are the quarterfinals matches. Shawn Michaels against Corey Graves, and Corey Graves managed to win. Harper versus Reigns. Harper won. Ryback versus Sheamus. Sheamus managed to win. Kane versus McIntyre. McIntyre won. Buddy Murphy and Edge. Edge won. Neville and Swagger. Neville defeated Jack Swagger. And then in the main event, we had Kevin Owens taking on the entirety of the Shield, and Kevin Owens managed to do it, destroying the entire Raw stage at the same time. Right, moving on to Episode 5. On Episode 5, Brothers of Destruction had a promo. Some people ask if this is it between... Oh, okay, so then we had Period of Oblivion. And then at Period of Oblivion, we had Dolph Ziggler and The Authority as his manager. Also, The Authority, if you don't know what The Authority is, it's basically The Authority. It's Dolph Ziggler, John Cena, and who was it? Daniel Bryan, that's it. Basically, the way that these guys performed, it was Dolph Ziggler versus Rey Mysterio in the first ever United States Championship. Rey Mysterio got screwed over by John Cena and Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler. So Dolph Ziggler won the championship because of Cena and Daniel Bryan. And then they were a unit. So then, at Period of Oblivion, Dolph Ziggler, accompanied by the rest of the Authority, Daniel Bryan and John Cena, took on Rey Mysterio in a rematch for the United States Championship, and Dolph Ziggler won. The Usos took on the Shield, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, for the Power Slammers Tag Team Championships. I think that's supposed to be the Raw Tag Team Championships. By the way, after this, the Usos kind of had like a massive winning streak. So yeah, Raw Tag Team Championships, it says Power Slammers, but it's supposed to be Raw. And the Usos are the new Raw Tag Team Champs. This was later on in the night, but I put it like after it because I was just kind of drafting it out. But Brothers of Destruction took on the Shield, and the Brothers of Destruction won. This was a tables elimination match. Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, and Daniel Bryan won for the BWW Championship version 1.2. So Daniel Bryan actually got his revenge. Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy for the Clash Championship Falls Count Anywhere match, and how Matt Hardy said that at Period of Oblivion he was going to take everything away from Jeff Hardy. There you go. Clash Championship goes to Matt Hardy. Then we had Edge versus Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Randy Orton retained in a finisher 2 out of 3 falls match. Then we had Buddy Murphy and Drew McIntyre in a stretcher match, and Drew McIntyre managed to pull off a victory. Then we had the Period of Oblivion match, which you guys already know about if you watched what you need to know before Raw. And basically, Kevin Owens lasted the longest. Aleister Black made his debut, managed to win by knocking out Kevin Owens with the Black Mass. Kevin Owens Chris Jericho took on Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship, and Nakamura won, and that's it. Then we have the Raw that I was going to tell you about. Once I find it, here we go. Episode 5. Brothers of Destruction had a promo, and they said, some people ask if this is it between us and the Shield, but the truth is we're only getting started. Then Ty Dillinger went up against a mystery opponent who turned out to be Alberto Del Rio. Matt Hardy had a promo, but Jeff Hardy interrupted and said, "Don't get too used to that title. You might just have to kiss it goodbye before you know it." Then we had a match between Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy for the number one contenders match. Jeff Hardy won, so we might be getting a match between those two at the next pay-per-view, which is WrestleMania. The Usos had a promo and they talked about who will be the next to face for the Raw Tag Team Championships, but D-Generation X interrupted, aka Power Slammers Tag Team Champions, almost the longest reigning. So it was a champion versus champion match between the Usos and DX, but it was a non-title match. Aleister Black had a promo, but Kevin Owens interrupted and said to Aleister Black, "You can beat me in under 2 minutes or with my hands behind my back." So then we had Aleister Black versus Kevin Owens in a beat the clock match, and the time limit was 2 minutes. I'm assuming that Aleister Black won. Apollo Crews had a promo and said he wants a battle, so someone gave him one. That man was Braun Strowman. And of course, Braun Strowman won in less than 10 seconds. Then it was Rey Mysterio versus John Cena, accompanied by Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan, the Authority. And it was Bad News Barrett. I'm assuming John Cena won. Then it was Bad News Barrett versus Neville. But before the match, Bad News Barrett said that he was still the best that the UK had to offer. And I don't know who won that one. But it was Lesnar versus Eddie Guerrero after that. And during the match, Lesnar said that Eddie Guerrero ain't crap. Then it was Ryback accompanied by Finn Balor against the Big Show. I think Ryback won. Velveteen Dream had a promo and said that The Rock was a disgrace to the Samoan dynasty, and says that no one cared that his father... I can't finish that. I'm going to seem like a bad person, but I'm really sorry. It says optional. I had to ask my friend Jacob if I should say this or not. So that's why it said optional, and I really feel like a really bad person for actually thinking of that. Moving on though, Sheamus says to... I'm probably going to cut that out. Sheamus said to Ali that he doesn't deserve a spot in the wrestling industry. So then we had Ali versus Sheamus. I don't know who won. And then in the main event, we had Kane versus Roman Reigns. Guess who won? That's right, Kane. Kane won. Right then. Is this... Okay, so Power Slammers episode 5. What I had to do for this was basically... I was a bit behind because I stopped doing BWW for a really long time. But then I returned it, but it was kind of late because I returned it on a Friday. Or was it a Saturday? Either Friday or Saturday. But what happened was, because I did Raw before Power Slammers, it was a dumb move. But I did Raw before Power Slammers. So I was really behind, and I had to skip the Raw from, this week. So we had 2 Power Slammers. We had episode 5 and episode 6. But, Raw episode 6, we had someone, I think it was Corey Graves, who came out and announced that we would have probably crown a new GM. So we had Danny Davis, the new referee, who took on John Cena. Danny Davis is the new general manager of Raw and Power Slammers, along with the referee. Then we had Orton versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Finn Balor won. We had Aleister Black versus Kevin Owens. Aleister Black won, but he said that Kevin Owens wasn't enough. By the way, Aleister Black versus Kevin Owens was another 2-minute time limit match, and Aleister Black won with just around 3 seconds left on the clock. So he wanted a challenge, and people gave him a challenge. Brock Lesnar came out and gave Aleister Black the challenge he wanted. Then Aleister Black, since he won, said he wanted a bigger challenge. That's where the Big Show returned and beat the living crap out of Aleister Black, treated him like he was absolutely nothing, and Big Show won. Then we had the return of the Seth and Dean show, and the Usos were the first guests back. Then we had the Brothers of Destruction who interrupted, but then after that, Bo Dallas versus Jack Swagger, and Damien Mizdow returned. Now, if you wonder why I said Damien Mizdow returned, what happened was Bo Dallas completely murdered Damien Mizdow and got him injured for a long time. I think it was about maybe 4 or 5 months. And he also did the same thing to The Miz, I think, a pay-per-view after, I'm not sure. But The Miz suffered the worst because he was injured from head to toe, literally. And he's still not back yet, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, Damien Mizdow made his return. And yeah, that caused Bo Dallas to be distracted, and King Swagger managed to get the dub. Then what happened was Neville was against Bad News Barrett. But then during the match, Buddy Murphy entered himself inside the match, turning it into a triple threat. Now this is where the crazy stuff happened. There was one table inside this was inside the ring, one table, one ladder leant up against the ropes, and another table. Buddy Murphy set Bad News Barrett on one of the tables, climbed up a separate ladder, different ladder, and he tried to do a, shooting star press off the top of the ladder, but came up short and went through the ladder with Bad News Barrett rolling off it. Then what happened was, what did happen actually? I forgot what happened, but I think, Neville went through the second table. I don't know how, don't remember how. But yeah, Neville went through the second table, and Buddy Murphy got picked up by Bad News Barrett and did that thing where it's like friggin' flips him off his shoulders, and he went through the friggin' ladder. Now, what I forgot to tell you was that there was a table literally on the outside by the turnbuckle. Neville was up top, he was about to do his red arrow, and what happened was, I think it's called a red arrow, Sheamus came up and bro-kicked Neville through that table on the outside. And Neville entered himself in the match. But really he didn't do much. He only got in for like 3 seconds, thrown out the ring, Buddy Murphy, 1, 2, 3. Then we had Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan taking on Rey Mysterio, and the winners were of course The Authority, Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan. Then we had Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy in a TLC match, and Matt Hardy won. Oh, by the way, it was for the Clash Championship. Then we had the Brothers of Destruction versus Rollins and Roman Reigns for the new World Tag Team Championships. I'll probably try and get a picture up right now, but those are the World Tag Team Championships. If I haven't put them up, I'm really sorry. But if I didn't put them up, then you just look up Hardy Boys Brood Elite figures. And the ones that are the ringside exclusive, type that in as well. So type in Hardy Boys Brood Elite ringside exclusive. The championship that comes with that, that's what I'm on about. And we crowned the first ever champions in Brothers of Destruction. Then we had Power Slammers. Right, Power Slammers was a big one in my opinion. What happened on Power Slammers Season 2 Episode 5? The return of Kofi's Corner, and the first guests were DX, but Kofi kind of messed it up. I gotta say, you can even ask Jacob, it was a really entertaining show. There were sound effects and all. Oh, it was just mwah. I might redo it and actually post it because I was really proud of that. But yeah, but Kofi kind of messed up because he said that DX weren't as good as the New Day, and that kind of ticked DX off. Then Harper came out and said that there wasn't a better demon than him, and then Sting interrupted, and there was some shots fired from Luke Harper. Then we had Sting versus Luke Harper, and Luke Harper, I believe, managed to win. Then we had Aleister Black taking on Daniel Bryan, and the winner was Aleister himself. But then Aleister said to Daniel Bryan that he wants the BWW Championship version 1.2, and Bryan accepted. Then Shinsuke Nakamura had an open challenge for his Intercontinental Championship, and Sheamus came up and said that he could do it. But Shinsuke Nakamura, in my opinion, was kind of smart, because what he did was, Sheamus, was beating the living crap out of Shinsuke Nakamura, like, I can't even lie. But then, Shinsuke Nakamura bites the neck of Sheamus and gives him a low blow so that Shinsuke would be disqualified, but at the same time, retain his championship. Then we had the return of the NXT Championship, Ty Dillinger versus Apollo Crews, and Ty Dillinger is your new 2-time NXT champ. Then we have AJ Styles, who said he should have been King of the Ring, and then Jack Swagger said, nah mate, nah. So then we had AJ Styles taking on Jack Swagger, and the winner would face, well, if AJ Styles won, he would face Jack Swagger at WrestleMania for the right to be called King of the Ring. Then we had Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy, just a normal match, and Jeff Hardy managed to win. Then we had Sami Zayn. He was backstage. Bruce the Barber Beefcake. By the way, Sami Zayn is the 24/7 champ. Bruce the Barber Beefcake came up and just tried to roll him up, but Kalisto pushed Bruce Beefcake off, and he captured the 24/7 championship. Braun Strowman versus Alberto Del Rio, and Del Rio managed to win. Then Jey Uso versus Ali, and it was a really great match, but Jey Uso managed to win. Then the Shield against Rey Balor for the number 1 contenders match for the World Tag Team Championship. The Shield won. And then the last part of that show, D-Generation X versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. What happened here? I think the New Day won. So yeah, that's what's happened so far. What you guys will be seeing this week, you will see episode 6 of Power Slammers and maybe Kofi's Corner of episode 5. And yeah, so that will be out on a Wednesday. So yeah, that's it. What else do you need to know, guys? Well, Jeff Hardy's had a complete makeover and a new theme. We are doing a war against NSW, and we have our 3 musketeers who do a little podcast, and they rate each other's shows. So I'll tell you all about that in just a second. But we also have a new show on Sundays, and it's called Sunday Night Wrestle Talk. It's basically just, like a sort of podcast thing talking about BWW shows, and we get the occasional match here and there. And yeah, so I'm going to tell you all about the whole wars thing. So it didn't really happen long ago, probably about 2 days ago. So what happened was, me and Jacob, owner of NSW, was just discussing, but where is it now? So we had Lester Ora Renard, Frank Michaels, and Nicholas Gerard. Those 3 are the 3 musketeers, and they rate NSW and BWW. They go on each show, and then after, they show their ratings on Twitter. Now, NSW got, I think, a 62 out of 80 last week, and BWW got a 61 out of 80 last week. So NSW gained 1 point. But then this week, BWW got a 70 something, 72 I think it was, out of, 71, I don't remember, I think it was, wait, he actually told me, hold on just a second. So, Raw got Where is it? I'm trying to be as quick as I can. Yep. So, BWW got a 73 out of 100, and NSW got 70 out of 100. So, it's 1-1 between me, BWW, and Jacob, NSW. What happens is every week, every show, because we both have 2 shows, same days, Monday, Wednesday, and I don't think they have one on Sunday, but Sunday ones doesn't really count because that's like a podcast. So it's basically Monday, Wednesday, 2 shows. That's it. Raw for BWW and Power Slammers for BWW. But on NSW side, they have Nitro and something else. I forgot what it is. Jacob, please tell me in the comments because I'm drawing a blank. But what happens is, on every show, Nicholas, Frank, and Lester all rate. They all agree on the ratings of a show. And what happens is, the person with the highest ratings actually get the point. So yeah, that's what happens. And yeah, so I'll see you guys with Kofi's Corner and BWW Power Slammers episode 5, did I say? No, 6 on Wednesday. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.